Hey everybody, remember this one? Explorer? Yeah, cool. Well, Montblanc is back with the new flanker, Explorer Ultra Blue. Oh boy. Hey friends, Ash here with gentsscents. Hope you're doing well. Of course, I did a first impression on this one. If you've not seen that, you can check it out if you want before watching this review. I didn't really like it. In the first impression, I was not impressed. Now this one right here, this is pretty popular. And by pretty popular, I mean all over the place. Doesn't hurt that at discounters, it's about 30 bucks. The original Explorer took the Creed Aventus DNA, reworked it, turned it into a designer fragrance, because that's what this is, made it more accessible, and people loved it. So Montblanc said, you know what, we got a good thing going here. We've got this Explorer, right? And it's selling really well. So what we need is a flanker. What's popular right now? Blue fragrances. Haha. In this video, I'm going to talk to you guys about Explorer Ultra Blue, let you know what I think about it, and we'll also check out the presentation. So let's jump into it. Let's take a quick look at that box, shall we? You've got the name of the house, name of the fragrance, size and concentration right there on the front, and also on the back. So the back and the front are pretty much the exact same thing. On the sides, nothing. Just that little blue stripe. At the top, nothing. And at the bottom, your batch code, your barcode, and your ingredients. Now there's one thing about this box that I want to talk to you guys about very quickly that is a bit of an oversight. When you open the box up, and I'll show you how it looks right here, it's really difficult for me to show this. My camera can't focus on it, but there's nothing in here. Okay, so it's pretty much empty right inside there. Now I know what you're thinking, oh, why does that matter? It's empty inside and then you put the bottle in, so who cares? The reason that it matters is because your bottle is gonna just jostle all around inside there while this is in transit to the store, to your house if you order online, whatever. So what's going to happen is the top of your cap is going to get mutilated. Now for a lot of you, you won't care, but for others out there, they're gonna open this up and expect a nice shiny new bottle, and the first thing they see when they open that box up is a cap that looks like you've taken a Brillo pad and just scraped the heck out of it. Cool, cool, good job Montblanc, nailed it. Anyway, let's check out the bottle. It looks the same as the original Explorer, except here obviously you have a blue leather wrap instead of black, and then your cap is going to be silver instead of a dark gray color. You have the little Montblanc logo on the front of the bottle. Your cap also is in the Montblanc style, and it says Montblanc Explorer around the collar of the bottle. The cap does click into place on top of the atomizer, once again, the Montblanc logo. And then on the bottom, again, you've got the logo, and then all the information is etched into the glass around the edge of the bottom of the bottle. And let me go ahead and waste a couple sprays for you guys here. There we go, atomizer's pretty good. So Ultra Blue, did it grow on me? Like I said, when I did the first impression, wasn't feeling it. Did it grow on me? Let's talk about that. When you very first spray this one on, it's got kind of an alcohol smell to it. It's one of those fragrances where if you spray it and you smell it within the first 15-20 seconds, you're pretty much just gonna smell rubbing alcohol. Not great. But who really cares about that? That's like 15-20 seconds. It dissipates, it goes away. I'm not gonna hold that against the fragrance. There are a bunch of different scents out there where that happens. In the opening here, you get a fresh citrus, kind of like a shower gel type citrus note, and it melds almost right away with ambroxan and a little fresh pink pepper. The marine note in here, the watery note, the sea note, that really just crops up as a sea salty ambroxan kind of feel. So for me, it's more sea salt than it is actual aquatic or water. I guess if you really wanted to though, you could describe it as salty modern aquatic, something like that, and that would be an apt description for the fragrance, especially as you head from the opening into the mid. The citrus in this fades away pretty quickly for me. It's there in the opening for sure, you can pick it up, but it's always kind of playing second fiddle to that salty ambroxan. Like, you know, as soon as you spray this on, it is not trying to be a really citrus forward fragrance. That's not what this is. So when it fades away, you knew it was coming. And then it just settles into this salty ambroxan vibe for a long time. It's really simple and straightforward. And it doesn't change that much into the dry down either. It just gets weaker. So the fragrance is still smelling the same. It's just the projection is going down. And into the dry down, I would say it just smells like a fresh, modern, woody ambroxan scent. Yeah, kind of boring. Leather is a base note here, and I never smell leather at all, ever. I don't even know why it's listed. I can't pick it up. And patchouli is listed in here as well as a base note. Don't really get patchouli either, at least if we're talking legitimate patchouli. I don't get any of the earthiness or the dankness or the sweetness or any of the facets that you would consider as being associated with patchouli. Now, you could maybe say that there's something in here like clear wood or akigala wood, which just in layman's terms is something derived from patchouli that is much cleaner, basically strips out any of the earthiness or dirtiness from patchouli. Gives it more of a woody character. Again, the name clear wood kind of describes pretty well what it is. But I don't get a ton of that either. I would think that is, though, what they're passing off as patchouli in the note breakdown, if I had to guess. The fragrance itself is really versatile, at least if we're talking spring and summer. Those are the two seasons that I would wear it in. It's more of a daytime scent than a nighttime scent. It's office safe, it's good casually. It's made for mass appeal. It's not made to be a fragrance that is challenging. As I mentioned, it's very simple. Once this hits the mid, that's pretty much the scent. That's what it's gonna smell like all the way into the dry down. As it gets weaker, maybe you pick up a little bit more of the clean woods than you do in the mid, but there's not much of a change. So with all this said, the whole breakdown of Ultra Blue, Explorer Ultra Blue, what do I think about it? I don't like it. That's what I think about it. I don't like it at all. This is one of the most disappointing fragrances for me of the past 5 years, I would say. Now, Explorer took me a little time to warm up to. When I first smelled it, I knew what they were going for, and I was like, ah, man, come on, Aventus again. But as time went on and it became available at discounters, yeah, it's hard not to see all the good stuff that this one can do for so many people. This one though, even if it were 30 bucks, which as of this video, obviously it's not, but even if this was 30 bucks, no, I think it's a hard pass. There are so many other fragrances out there that are better than this one, even in that $30 price range. It is so underwhelming. There is nothing in this fragrance that is memorable at all. Now, I know I'm coming across like the douchey fragrance guy here. Oh, it's generic, it's boring. And I really don't like it when people use that as an insult for fragrances like Dior Sauvage or YSL, because you're completely missing the point on what they're made for. This one, I know that it's made for mass appeal, okay? I know that it's made for summer. I know that it's made for daytime use, casual use, or even to the gym. I get that. The problem is, it just sucks. That's the problem. Seriously, this one is right there with the Zaro Sport from last year. I thought that fragrance was horrible. This is right there with it. So everyone out there that was looking forward to this, and that includes me, I'm sorry. It's just not good. Now, I do think that some people who maybe haven't smelled a ton of things, and I don't mean that in a derogatory way, people who maybe don't realize what all they can get for certain price points, that they might smell this and think, oh yeah, man, this is super easy to wear. But when you're talking retail and what you can get for that price at discounters, whew, this is a terrible buy, so bad. At 30 bucks, yeah, maybe take a flyer on it and maybe it works for you and you really enjoy it, and that would be awesome, cool. But even at 30 bucks, if somebody came up to me and said, hey, should I buy this for that price? I would say no, absolutely not, unless you just want the bottle. I could keep harping on it, I could keep talking about it, I could keep busting on it, but you get the idea. It's not that good, it's pretty bad. I would say right now it's one of the 3 worst releases for me of the year. Oh, performance, yeah, let's talk about that. 5+ hours longevity, projection below average, so there you go. I know, not very in depth, but that's what it is. It's pretty close to your skin. and it lasts an average amount of time, I would say. This video is run pretty long, and I feel like it's not very entertaining. I need to do something to spice that up. See, this is like the fragrance wall of shame. Azzaro Sport, Urban Hero, and now this bad boy, Ultra Blue. Montblanc, you have ruined your goodwill with me, okay? You need to step it up. The next Explorer better be worth exploring. Haha, thanks, I'll be here all day. The original Explorer, I like it. This one, thumbs down. Guys, let me know in the comments below, what should the next Explorer be? We have the original, of course, and now Ultra Blue. So what should the next Explorer be? Well, guys, that's gonna do it for me. Explorer Ultra Blue, I wouldn't do it. Of course, I am jaded. I've smelled a lot of stuff, but I really think it's extremely underwhelming. And there are a lot better summer fragrances and gym fragrances and sporty fragrances and blue fragrances that you can get instead of this one. Don't waste your money. It's gonna do it for me. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Thanks for all your support. Stay safe out there. I'll see you guys tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you guys later.